Okay, sorry about that. I lost my connection. So that could happen again here any minute, so I'm going to make this as quick as I can. Um, just to give an update on where everybody is in the arena. And I've had several family members comment on our Facebook page from the pictures and stuff. So I was real quick for what I've just seen, give an idea of what they're doing and where they are. Team Terra Victor is the last one I just came from. They are on our shooting scenario number 3, and that's carjack. That's where they have to engage from the driver's side of the vehicle, 4 threats with 3 rounds apiece. And they get their firearm cleared, and then they will change position. So basically, driver's side is a shooter, the passenger side is our evaluator, and then our second shooter is behind in the passenger side. So the fire is directed away from everybody. But so what happens is our evaluator will clear off that firearm, and then our first and second shooters will change positions, and then they will shoot the same drill. The evaluator will clear the firearm, and then the next step was to evacuate their aunt, who's in the back of the car. This is all during a natural disaster. They're getting out of the city, and they pull the aunt, which is one of the Jakes, out of the back of a Suburban. That's what we utilize. And so they take that out, and they can take her to the safe evacuation area, which is about 120 meters. And the Jake itself is about 175 to 185 pounds. So it's not easy. And then after that, they have to push the vehicle. And at the vehicle, it's a gutted Suburban that we use for our way to do courses, but it's not light. But I push it. And to use it to pop the clutch. That's the end of the scenario. So that basically I had to push about maybe 100 feet or so to cones. And then once that bumper hits that cone, so it goes past the cones, then the time stops. The way the survival trial works is the teams in each one of the scenarios and obstacles that have the highest or the fastest time get a 200-point bonus. And the teams for each one of the obstacles and scenarios that have the slowest time have a 200-point reduction. So there's an incentive to try to get through these things as quickly as possible. I don't put anybody under the clock. The competitors put themselves. So that was Terra Victor, and that was very fast. It was like 4:30, 4:33, something like that, and they were very impressive. So we're looking forward to seeing them go through the arena. Feet starting to get a little sore, and that's to be expected. But everybody's feet can get a little sore. So we also ran into Team Rocket Zombies and Team Alpha, and they've been having some land nav issues. If you've been watching them, they've been kind of moving back and forth. Some of their equipment, I guess, is not working up to. It's not working, so they're making do with what they have, and they're trying to utilize to train and find the points. So for their scenarios and or obstacles, whichever one it is. So they're still moving around, and half of Team Alpha's team is they're starting to get a little sore, feet starting to get a little sore, legs sore. So. They're a 24-hour team, so we're looking forward to them here at midnight. And Rocket Zombies will be watching them out to 48 hours. Team Kafaru has made it down to the bottom of the arena, and they have turned around, and they're heading back north again. So they'll start hitting with their routes some of the obstacles. Up to this point, they've done Go Get It, where we throw it's a valued item, survival item, into a body of water, and you have to go in after it, and that's after a survival-based situation. And if they choose not to do that, then there are points from that up until that physical obstacle is reset to 0. So there's an incentive to go get it. There's actually 2 of them that are in the southern part of the arena. So they'll hit the second one here, probably 11 o'clock when it's going to start to get cold. So that's something that, you know, it's going to be the last part of it, especially tonight. This the second period of darkness is going to be a very strong mind game for everybody out there. So we'll look forward to Team Kafaru as they start to move north. So their plan is to knock out the things down south like they pretty much have been, and head up into the mountains tonight and tomorrow, hopefully get everything done. The way that we finish this ST7 Daybreaker, they have to hit every scenario, every piece out here. So scenario, obstacle, mental challenge, or anything else that they may or may not know about. So there's a chance that they can cross the finish line. So we're looking forward to that. And there's a chance that every team right now can cross the finish line. That's staying around for 48 hours. 40-40, Team 40-40, we're also down south. They're doing very well. They just finished Go Get It. Talked to our evaluator down there, so they did very well. So they'll continue moving south. We had Team Great Tactical, and they ran out of water for a couple of hours up on the backside, and our GPS units stopped tracking them for a while. So we got that fixed, and we got them watered, and it wasn't anything serious, so if you were watching at home, they're doing just fine. They finished out with our shooting scenario number 3, and number 5, mugging. That's a very dynamic scenario. That's actually my favorite one. What they have to do is they're jogging, so it's about a 100-meter jog. They run up to the situations that they're running. They hear it sounds like a man being beaten, and they come around the corner and they see it surrounded by several guys, and they choose to engage those threats and save the man. So what happens is they come around the corner, and then we have a bunch of knockoff targets that they'll engage with 12 rounds, and there's 7 of them. And then we get cleared off, and then they go back, they run back to the start point where their partner then was like a relay race, come down and run up, and then engage those knockoff targets, and then they're cleared off. And then they get a brief by the evaluator that they're going to have to evacuate the casualty, the man, the Jake. So they have to pull the Jake. Our Jakes are 185 and 250, I believe. The teams have to move 250. And we have a pontoon raft. There's a dam right behind it. What they have to do is take the Jakes, and they have an entry point, an exit point, and a box that they have to put the Jake in. So they have to take it across the lake and secure the Jake so there's a fall in the lake, and pull them across, and then put them up in the box for evacuation. And we had several teams that did it during the night last night when it was cold. Terra Victor was one of them. Team Del Rio, we just posted some pictures of them doing that. Got some good videos, so I'll get that up here in the next couple of days. But that's very difficult. Yeah, Great Tactical just finished that up there. And I believe that it was one of the team members that did it in the water by himself, talking to one of the evaluators. I didn't get the chance to see it, but that's pretty strong to do that. The Jakes are heavy, and we're pushing a little pontoon raft in that we made out of pallets and posts, so it's not light. So they're doing very well, and they're working their way down. So we'll see them here in the middle of tonight, and we'll start to see them down south as they start to negotiate those. We have Team Jackwagon. They're actually on the eastern portion of the arena. They're actually out of bounds, but there's not a penalty for that. They're just wasting time, or they're burning time that they could be getting the points. So I'm going to check this, and hopefully by the time we're done here, we'll be able to see them back in and get points. Team Rally Cap, they're the one member of that has been sick this time in the entire race, and it seems to be getting worse. They're still out moving. They're still moving to their scenarios. So that's a testament to them right there. It's no fun doing anything sick, especially the survival trial. So we're watching them, and great interest to see if they make it down. 2350 is our reset point. It's a mandatory reset. We have 2 locations out here. At 2350, between that 10-minute window, we have to reset the GPS units. So if they're not at one of those mandatory points by 2350, 1150, then they're disqualified. Because we have to do that. That's something that has to happen. We have to reset it. Otherwise, it'll stop working in 24 hours. We can't find everybody out there. So they know that. That's part of the rules. It's part of their safety brief. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody at our 2 reset points tonight. Make it a very strong point. I do not want to disqualify anybody out here for that, especially. I want everybody to be standing tall at the end of 48 hours on midnight on Saturday night. So, I'll be updating everybody here once that happens. Okay. So if teams are pulling out, I will also come up with our Facebook page, Facebook post, and live updates. Now, if it's a medical thing, if it's serious, we'll contact families first, so we won't be broadcasting any of that stuff. So when you see these things out here, it's usually for, race-related items. So please do not be concerned. Okay, so there's a lot of teams that I haven't covered yet that I'm trying to think of off the top of my head. I've been running around and trying to cover this whole arena, and for the most part, I think we've done a pretty decent job of getting everybody out here, because that's really the goal here. I want to tell everybody's story, because everybody's unique. They're all doing the same things out here, but it happens in such different ways. We see such a different outcome from it, and it's very impressive and very inspirational. Okay, so I'm looking outside watching the sun go down. So if you can see behind me, this is actually Red River Peak right here. And that's part of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains on east and west here. We're right along the Santa Fe Trail at the Henry Whittington Center. So if you haven't been here before, we have actually several of the teams, the competitors, who are part of the teams. This is either the first time or the second time, because of the survival trial, that they've come to the Henry Whittington Center. We're located in northeastern New Mexico, and what we have here is such a nice mix of beautiful, rugged, but beautiful mountainous terrain and the high deserts. On site we have food services and housing, some different types of housing. We have some luxury at the Brown House Suites and founders cabins, where families can come and spend the time together. We also have a competitors housing, same thing, families can stay there, it doesn't matter. But the Henry Whittington Center, it was a 52 square miles, everything outdoor facility. So events here happen all the time. There's events going on while the survival trial is happening. Becoming an Outdoor Woman is actually happening this weekend, which is a great program by you. So if you are looking for a vacation destination, I would like to see you here. I would like to meet you. I'd like you to come down and enjoy the facilities, meet the staff, maybe take a class at the Whittington U, maybe come back, or just come and compete in the survival trial. Okay, so I apologize it's been so long. We're working hard out here. We're trying to work as hard as your competitors, okay? So everybody that you're rooting for back home and watching right now, we're doing the same, and we want the best for them. We want them to be successful. Okay, so if you have any questions or anything you want to know about a specific team or person, you can send me a message on the survival trial page. You can post directly on the page. Let us, if you want to know how a team is, just say, hey, let's go post up. How's team so-and-so doing? We'll get back to you. Okay, so we'll be back here hopefully in the next few hours and let you know how the mandatory time turned out with our reset, and hopefully, okay, so let's think about this and keep our fingers crossed that we don't have anybody disqualified. Okay, I'm Don Weiler. I am the creative coordinator of the survival trial. This is our live update during the STVII Daybreaker, and I'll see you back here in a couple of hours.